February 11th. I thought I didn't have a dream. But then as I was getting ready, I was like, really? And I remembered what the dream was. And it's just this person from my childhood again. Trying to apologize. But he's not apologizing. This is the thing. In the first one, he brought my aunt in it. And there was a feeling that there was an ulterior motive, that if he apologized, I would tell him what my aunt's fate was. In last night's dream, there was a lot of other stuff going on. Like, my sister was there, her fiance was there. There was this element. We were in the restroom this time. Last time I was in the bedroom. This time we're in the restroom. And it's him. And he brought... I was like, really? You brought your dad into this? I brought my uncle into it. And then I was trying to think, I'm like, why is my uncle here? Then I realized. My uncle is like Mr. Fix-It in our family. Like, if there's something off, he wants to fix it. He embeds himself in the situation to try to fix the situation, make everything all better, right? And then he uses a lot of religion as like as his base of this is why you should make up. And I remember thinking, I'm like, really? I brought my uncle into this. And then I realized when all this got triggered. It got triggered. I was listening. It was for homework again, this class. And the class, it was a podcast I had to listen to. I still have it here. Let's see. The podcast is, it's called The Heart Podcast. Episode 3 of No. It's called Answers. Directed by Caitlin Prest. Yeah. And in this podcast, she consults the men in her life that she loves, her friends, her father, her exes, to see if they've ever pressured someone into having unwanted intimacy. But she knows she cannot end her search here. She must reach out to the men who have transgressed her to get their side of the story. And so there's an element where her friend had like a drunk night with her or something like that. They had a little too much to drink, but she had put her limits and he still pushed himself on her. And then they end up like compromising, but still she had to compromise herself at the same time, even though she had already set the limits. And so she invites him in, and after years of not talking to one another, to try to get his side, and he can't seem to provide a genuine apology. Like, there's this element of him using excuses, right? And it was just the sincere apology that was missing, and owning, right? And there was an element, it was like a backhanded apology, like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, but I was drunk, blah. Like no. and I think what appalled me even more about listening to it was when I was hearing her dad talk, and her dad was the one that opened up a little bit more, and which was cool to hear, but to see how ingrained these myths are about women, and or not just, I mean, it happens to be a woman, but just about partnerships, right? And when someone says no, and then there's an excuse, well, you asked for it, right? All these myths, like, you asked for it because of the way you dressed, or because you teased a little bit and then changed your mind, right? And it's just like, in Project Survive, one of the presentations, in the presentation that we saw, right, they talk about how you can't be using a man's biology to justify why, something occurred. They can stop it. And then the examples they provided were, what if you're in the middle of, becoming intimate with someone, and then all of a sudden your grandmother walks in? Are you going to say, oh, I'm sorry, grandma, my erection is too much, I need to keep going, right? No, you're going to stop it. Or another example is, what if you're being intimate, there's candles everywhere, and then the something catches on fire, right? Are you gonna allow that fire to go because the man can't control it? No, you're gonna stop and address the situation at hand. So there's this, right, this awareness of like, you can stop. You have the ability to stop. It's a choice. And I think in my dream, I think that's what's turning me off. I'm suspecting that that's what it was, because that's what it, after this podcast was when I got that other dream. And then the one last night, which I completely forgot about until I was getting ready, I was like, oh, because I was in the restroom in the dream. So I happened to be getting ready, and I was like, oh, why does this feel familiar? And some of the scenes started coming back. I was like, oh, that's right, he was in my dream again. Only this time he brought his dad into it. And I'm like, no. And I wonder if that's what's bothering me, is that in my dream the apology is coming in a very, I don't know if that's a word, unaccountable way, right? Where he's not taking accountability for his actions regardless. Like covering up behind something. I don't know. I don't know if that's what that is. But I just realized that. I was just like, that the first time was with my aunt, and then this time it's with my uncle. And we're all in the restroom. And I'm just trying to get my stuff done. I'm just trying to get my stuff done, and they're just like there's this element of like they're in there, but the energy was in there, and I was just like, no. But I was trying to get my stuff done to get out of the restroom in my dream. And right now that I was thinking about it, I'm like, why is it presenting itself in this manner? And then I realized my uncle was always the one to try to fix. He still is, right? The one who tries to fix everything in families. And he uses religion a lot. And in my dream, I was just like so turned off by it. I was just like, and then that's when I realized, I was like, oh, it's another attempt. And then I was like, it's the apology. And it reminded me of this podcast, which I'll try to include the link in this. Hopefully I'll remember, or I'll save it or something. But, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, I need to slow down in terms of just my workload. My body's burning. I've been rolling myself. I need to go get a massage. I need to slow down. So I'm gonna take it easy, and I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I really need to take a step back. The cool thing was that for my volunteer project, I'm gonna do it with my job, and I was mentioning to them what I was learning, and then they said they got really excited, and they're like, maybe we can contract you to do some presentations for us. I thought that was really cool. I'll be a presenter, which is part of my North Node. Alright, I need to log on for work, so just wanted to update on my dream state because that just came up right now. I was like, what the? Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, and we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.